To help unwind after a long day, Congressman Bob Filner sometimes sits down at the piano.
It's the one thing that you can, after a long day of work, it doesn't matter how well you play, and I don't play very well, but your mind is somewhere else and you're fooling around with techniques that have nothing to do with political ideas or anything else, so it's a great stress remover.
Filner began taking lessons as a child and picked it up again while he was in high school in New York. The 69-year-old father of two says he's partial to show tunes from the 40s and 50s.
That was a simpler time. As I said earlier, it takes me back to my first girlfriend, where we went to the carousel.
Times are not as simple for Filner now. He's served on the San Diego Unified School Board and on the City Council. He was first elected to the U.S. Congress in 1992 and has held that seat ever since, representing South San Diego and Imperial County. He's served as chair of the House Veterans Affairs Committee and is now the ranking member. But Filner says he's leaving that behind and running for mayor because he's ready for a change.
Washington has become very dysfunctional. You can't do very much, and if you're a member of the minority party, as I am, it's almost impossible. And I look back at my hometown where I lived for 40 years and said, I haven't seen leadership in this city, in the mayor's office, for 3 decades.
But after initial excitement that a viable Democrat was getting into the race, some of his supporters began to fret over his seemingly lackluster campaign. Alternative weekly newspaper San Diego City Beat even wrote an editorial urging Filner to pick up the pace. But Filner brushes off those concerns, saying he's had plenty of experience winning elections.
We know how to raise the money. We know how to do the campaign. We know how to tactically do this. So I will have the money for this campaign. We will have the volunteers. We have dozens and dozens of volunteers now, and we will win this election.
If he does win, Filner has several priorities for the city. He says he'd like to take greater advantage of the port. He wants San Diego to act as a regional leader, and he wants to begin investing in neighborhoods. And Filner says San Diego has to gain back many of the middle-class jobs it lost when defense contracting firms scaled back their operations here.
We have high-tech and we have service jobs. We need to provide jobs for skilled working people over the vast middle range, as it were, of our economy.
Unlike his 3 Republican challengers, Filner does not support the 401k pension reform initiative on the June ballot. But those hoping he would provide an alternate measure for the ballot were out of luck. Still, he says he has a plan that includes capping pensions.
I could do the parts of my plan without a referendum. I could put caps on the first day I'm mayor. I could negotiate a 5-year labor agreement. I could, if the council agreed with me, we could issue pension obligation bonds.
Filner says pension obligation bonds would allow the city to pay its pension debt over a longer period of time. He says that would lower the payments and free up money to put into the city's general fund. It's an idea that would likely gain traction with unions who are fighting to maintain pension benefits. Critics say it's an example of Filner pandering to the labor organizations whose support he counts on. But Filner dismisses that.
People know I'm an effective leader and nobody controls me. I'm in nobody's pocket. I'm an independent person and everybody knows that. Yes, I have the support of labor unions and I'm proud of that because those are the working people of our city. But nobody tells me what to do.
Filner says he'd work for all of San Diego, though he wants to see what he calls the downtown power structure broken up. He says San Diego has become more ethnically and politically diverse over the years, and in fact, a majority of voters in the city are registered Democrats. Filner's hoping those voters will turn out to the polls in June and push him into November's general election and beyond.